All the children in this class must If your teacher gives you an assignment today that you all have to write about the culture of Barcelona and submit it tomorrow, well, you can't just write Messi's name in the whole assignment. What most of you will do is go on a quick search on the Google and then write all information on it down, and most of you might have the same content in that assignment anyway. In such a scenario, it is important to make sure that such power of technology is not misused to harm others. How many of you have heard this quote, "With great power comes great responsibility"? That is the reason why awareness about cyber law is important to understand your responsibilities. Firstly, we need to understand what is meant by cyber. The term cyber describes things that are related to the use of computers and communication devices. Communication devices means cell phones, personal digital assistant, or combination of both, or any other device used to communicate, send or transmit any text, video, audio or image. Cyber law. Cyber law is the law governing cyberspace. Cyberspace. Cyberspace includes computers, networks, softwares, data storage devices, such as hard disks, USB disks, etc., the internet, websites, communication devices, emails, ATM machines, etc. Today's modern age incidents of cyber crimes are increasing, which calls for the need of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity means protecting information, equipment, devices, computer resources, communication device and information stored therein from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification or destruction. In India, the different aspects of cyber law are given in the Information Technology Act, 2000, which also deals with the offences related to it. The purpose of Information Technology Act, 2000 is, to provide legal recognition for transactions carried by means of electronic data interchange and other means of electronic communication, and to facilitate e-governance. E-governance means giving recognition to electronic records through digital signatures and to provide facility for electronic filing. Meaning of IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. It is a numerical label device participating in computer network that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. How it looks. An IP address is a long binary number, made of ones and zeros. IP addresses are usually written in human-readable form. Each number can take a value from 0 to 255. For example, 216, 3, 128, 12. Use of IP address. IP address provides an identity to a networked device on the internet, similar to a home or business address that supplies a specific physical location with an identifiable address. Devices on a network are differentiated from one another through IP addresses. Functions. An IP address serves two primary functions. It is used as interface identification for a network of machines, and it also serves to provide a location of that machine, much like a physical address for a home or business. Importance of IP address. IP address is very important in transmission control protocol or Internet Protocol networking. It's the address that recognized and understood by computers and networking devices, so that they can communicate with each other. This 32-bit IP address is also called IPv4. E-governance. The law recognizes electronic records and also submission of any document, information or data in an electronic form for subsequent use. This has made life easier as we can submit any document to government or anywhere through use of computers. Anything published in the official electronic gazette of government acquires or gains the status of law. Offenses related to cyberspace. Unauthorizes activities, used, handling or tampering with any of the cyber devices, for example computers, ATM machine, hard disk, internet, etc. Computer-related offenses including unethical hacking, document tampering, dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource, identity theft, cheating by personation, privacy violation, cyber terrorism, publishing obscene content, cyber defamation, cyber stalking, publishing sexually explicit material, publishing sexually explicit act depicting children. Unethical hacking means to unlawfully access someone else's electronic device without that person's permission. For example, accessing someone else's computer or online account without their permission. Access computers without permission. Access online account without permission. Downloads, copies or extracts. Introduces any virus, damages any computer, disrupts any computer, denies access to authorized person, provides assistance to unauthorized person, destroys, deletes or alters data, assists others or himself steals, destroys, alters any computer source code. Punishment. Different types of actions are punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or with fine up to 5 lakh rupees or with both. Document tampering means changing information unlawfully on an existing valid document. Punishment. Punishment with imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to 2 lakh rupees. Dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource. Whoever dishonestly receives or retains any stolen computer resource or communication device knowing that the same is a stolen device is punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to 2 lakh rupees. Identity theft. Identity theft means using someone else's information for personal gain. For example, making a fake notice and attaching someone else's signature on that notice for personal use. Punishment. Imprisonment up to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Cheating by personation. It is an act of pretending to be others for the purpose of entertainment or fraud for the purpose of cheating. For example, making a fake ID using another person's information and deceiving others. Punishment. Imprisonment up to 3 years and fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Privacy violation. Privacy violation means the interference of a person's right to privacy by various means. For example, a man clicks pictures of a woman without her permission and then posts those pictures on the internet. Punishment. Imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to 2 lakh rupees. Cyber terrorism. Any act done with intent to threaten the unity, integrity, security or sovereignty of India or to strike terror in the people with the use of computer resources. For example, use of technology in 26/11 terrorist attacks. Punishment. Up to imprisonment for life. Publishing obscene content. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which is obscene, indecent, etc. for others to read, see or hear the matter contained or embodied in it. Punishment. Imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to 5 lakh rupees and, on subsequent conviction, imprisonment up to 5 years or fine up to 10 lakh rupees. Cyber defamation. Cyber defamation means publishing of false statement about an individual in cyberspace that can injure or demean the reputation of that individual. For example, making false posters about someone and putting it online to harm his or her reputation. Punishment. IT Act 2000 Cyber defamation that amounts to terrorism is punishable with imprisonment up to life. IPC defamation is punishable with imprisonment up to 2 years or fine or both. Cyber stalking. Cyber stalking means the repeated use of electronic communications to harass or frighten any person. For example, repeatedly sending emails or messages, to any woman despite a clear indication of disinterest by that person. Punishment. IPC states punishment up to 3 years imprisonment with fine for first conviction, and up to 5 years imprisonment with fine for subsequent offense. Publishing sexually explicit material. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which contains sexually explicit act. Punishment. Imprisonment up to 5 years with up to 10 lakhs, and on subsequent conviction, imprisonment up to 7 years with fine up to 10 lakh rupees. Publishing sexually explicit act depicting children. Publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted material in any electronic form which depicts children engaged in sexually explicit act or conduct, or creates text or digital images, collects, seeks, browses, downloads, advertises, promotes, exchanges or distributes material in any electronic form depicting children in obscene or indecent or sexually explicit manner, or cultivates, entices or induces children to online relationship with one or more children for and on sexually explicit act or in a manner that may offend a reasonable adult on the computer resource, or facilitates abusing children online, or records in any electronic form own abuse or that of others pertaining to sexually explicit act with children. Children, it means persons below the age of 18 years. Punishment. Punished on first conviction with imprisonment up to 5 years and with fine up to 10 lakh rupees, and second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment up to 7 years and also with fine up to 10 lakh rupees. Exception. If the publication is done for public good, on the ground that such publication is in the interest of science, literature, art or learning or other objects of general concern. If such material is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purposes. Number of cybercrime cases reports. Starting from 2009 till 2016, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team to serve as National Agency for Incident Response. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team shall serve as the national agency for performing functions in the area of cyber security such as collection, analysis and dissemination of information, forecast and alerts, emergency measures on cyber incidents, etc. Report theft of mobile as soon as possible. The moment you realize that you have lost your phone, you should register a complaint with the police and obtain the case number. Give all the necessary details like IMEI number to the police, which will help them to track the location of your phone. IMEI stands for International Mobile Equipment Identity. It will not help you to get back your lost or stolen phone, but in case your phone is used for some antisocial or unlawful activity, then it will not come back to haunt you, as you already have the official record for reporting your missing phone. Try using Google Maps to find location. Block your SIM cards or numbers. File a missing or stolen report along with IMEI number with police. Wipe out data using Google account. Log out of all social media or other accounts like Facebook using another device. Preventive measures. Stay beware of suspicious apps or sites. Being informed and aware of various cyber crimes in existence. Being up to date about technological updates. Parents teaching children about respecting property, privacy and persons. Limited or regulated use of technology. Parents educating their children about various penalties and troubles associated with misuse of technology. Ignore suspicious mails, for example, email claiming you won a lottery. Take care of what you click. Resist temptation, for example, calls asking for personal details. Strong passwords. Keep computers healthy, for example, use antivirus. Use privacy settings. Reporting a cybercrime. The procedure for reporting cybercrimes is, more or less, the same as for reporting any other kind of offense. The local police stations can be approached for filing complaints, just as the cybercrime cells, specially designated with the jurisdiction to register complaint. In addition, provisions have now been made for filing of EFIR in most of the states. If a police station refuses to register the complaint, a representation may be given to the Commissioner of Police or Superintendent of Police. If in spite of that, action is not taken, the next step could either be a private complaint before the concerned court, or a writ before the Honorable High or Supreme Court. Jurisdiction. The provisions of this Act shall apply to any offence or contravention committed outside India by any person irrespective of his nationality. This Act also applies to an offence or contravention committed outside India by any person in which computer system or computer network located in India is involved. Helpline toll-free number is 1-800-425-6235. Thank you. It is everybody's responsibility to follow the laws of the country to become a learned citizen. Thank you for your participation.